So welcome everybody to the SoMee AMA, April 30th, 2022. Glad to see everyone here. The agenda for today, obviously, we want to give you guys a project update, quick update about the project development, anything new that's come up recently. Marketing and funding has been a big focus as of late. That's primarily where I've been focused on the funding side. We just closed up Republic, so we'll talk about that and the big $50 million term sheet in our Series A. So lots going on there. And then we'll move on to the Q&A and answer any questions that the community has. So just jumping into the development update, we have the Boost and Reboost packages that will go live in about 2 weeks. So that's pretty exciting to see. The development team gave us an update yesterday, said that they're on track to deliver those features in 2 weeks. So we'll have all of the packages up there where basically inside of the wallet, you'll see the Power Boost packages, and then you'll be able to just go in and buy those. Basically, they're a little bit different from Power Up packages. Boost and Reboost is a delegated proof of stake. So we're not actually selling the token. It actually changes the configuration for us on the compliance side. So for us, it's a lot better because we can actually just delegate the power that the voting power represents without selling the token. There's Aaron. So hold on, people. Let me bring Aaron Kessel up. Okay, there you go, Aaron. Approve. Come on in. Let's see, get Aaron up here. So, we got the Cat joining us today. Welcome, Cat.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. I'll let you continue, and then we'll jump into other stuff.
Yeah, and if Nathan wants to come up at some point, we can have him as a guest. We have a slide for him. So during the marketing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ping him and see if he'll come and join us.
Sure, he's welcome to. But yeah, we have great development progress. The team is on track to deliver these. We did have some issues last week with some type of update to Symfony, but the team got it all handled, and it didn't cause us too much delay, really. So my hat's off to the team. So anyway, the Boost and Reboost packages are pretty exciting because people can just select now from micro to mini to tiny, or on the influencer packages, we have like another set of small, medium, and big. And then there's the massive Boost. So this is a really great flow for us, so people can just swipe a credit card and basically purchase those. And that'll be live, I'm told, by mid-May. So we'll have those live as well. And
wait, Chris, go back to that slide because it's important to explain the differences of this new Power Up package compared to the old one.
Right. I mean, the big difference obviously being that the old system that we had, because we had the points and everything was for compliance purposes, we would allow people to swap the points from the chain over to a crypto, and they would have to be verified. The beautiful thing about this is that we still have the verification, which is optional on SoMee. So you can still in the future click the gray check mark on your profile. It'll open up and you can verify your account. Now, we still say that verification is important because as we get prepared to release the ad share marketplace in December, advertisers are ultimately going to be very attracted to verified users that they know are legit and that have verified certain data points that they can trust. So there's still a lot of validity to the verification side of the house, but it's not required any longer for the cashing out of crypto. As a matter of fact, we are basically, decentralized in that matter, where we don't have the private keys to your wallet. We don't control we no longer have control over the point system, so to speak, because we've now plugged into the Hive blockchain that puts you in full control of your wallet, your keys, your crypto that you earn. And the difference is that when we sell these packages, we allow people to power up or boost or reboost their account voting power, but we're not actually selling crypto. We're just basically doing a delegated proof of stake that locks the delegation for a certain amount of time. So whether it's 14 days, 30 days, 45 days, and then you all, when you post content, you like content, you comment, and different actions on the social network, you earn the token in your wallet, and you'll see the earnings increase the more that you're boosted up. So it's the exact definition of a utility token, and we've made some massive strides here. So this is great because obviously for mass adoption to happen, it has to be easy for the normies and people who are outside of crypto. And so this is going to allow really people to come in. And if you haven't, become an influencer, you can click that little link on the left side menu at the bottom there where you see this says become an influencer. And then you basically could share that link out to your networks on other social media. There's pre-approved content that you'll see in the dashboard that you can just click, copy, and paste. That's just approved content from the company, and it embeds your link. And that way, whenever somebody does make a purchase, you'll be incentivized. Now, we're only kind of approving certain people for that right now, just a few select partners and influencers. But as we go, you're welcome to apply as often as possible. And then as we open it up to more, we'll start approving. So if you don't hear back or if you don't get approved right away, don't worry. We're going to be approving different rounds of people as we go.
So essentially, we're going from a model of where you could purchase and own the SME to a model where it's basically renting out the voting power for a period of time. If you buy through the app with your card, but then you can also go and buy on exchanges, and you can actually own it.
Right. I mean, we're basically for kind of the mass adoption. As people swipe a credit card and power up, it's a delegated proof of stake. You can still get the token yourself and basically power it up in your wallet. So there's a mechanism in the wallet to power it up. So whether you do that through this convenience, your friends and people who are clicking your link when they come here, pretty much anytime they make a purchase, I think we're paying like, a certain anywhere from 10 to 10% of the actual net profit or something around there. I'd have to check with the team. Could be more. But basically, you guys would make a little spiff that's paid out in USD because we're obviously collecting USD. And then inevitably you want to tell people to go to your page, and you guys will be sharing content with each other. Everybody's upvoting each other for content that you like, using your voting power wisely, of course. As you know, you guys are all familiar with mostly the model of Hive and how the voting power works, and how half of it goes to the content creator after a week, half of it gets paid out to the people who are liking or voting on the content. So it's a pretty fair system the way that it's all distributed. This allows us to, basically do the credit card swipes, and we're still compliant with regulators in all jurisdictions because we're not technically selling, crypto. Later on, that might change as we get licensed. Then we can actually, include crypto in these packages that would be for sale, but that would be way, way later, and it takes a while to get those types of licenses. But for now, this is a great solution for a social media dApp of this nature for SoMe to scale.
I think it's just important to point out that aspect of renting out voting power, because that means all the users that now have all this voting power, they realize that SoMe is going to have a large supply of SME that it's going to be giving out to users, and then are giving out delegation to users, as compared to selling the actual
Well,
SME.
right. I mean, it's like, what the company's doing is we're actually doing the delegated proof of stake, and then we actually take a certain percentage of all of the proceeds and put it back into the token. So it basically, really creates a lot of liquidity into the token without us actually ever selling the token, which is a really nice system. So
Right.
as we scale this, it's going to be very nice for the people that are using it, and also the people who are earning it as the utility for their content likes. They're going to love it, but there is only a certain amount per day that's given out on the social network. So as that increases in value, you'll just be getting little bits of it. But again, it's only a certain amount that's going out into the post. So it's a great system. I don't think that the crypto world has ever really seen anything like this, particularly. So we're excited to release that. Moving on, we also have video live streaming that will be released. It's pretty much done and ready. They're working out a few kinks, but you'll see this product completely improve as we go. And you'll basically just click here to start a live stream video. You'll see a little pop-up box. What do you want to do? Go live. And then it'll notify your followers that you're live on the social network. So this is going to completely be enhanced as we go with filters and all kinds of different things. And you'll start to see earnings pop up for your live stream. But we want to do it in a way that people aren't manipulating it. So as usual, we have to think about the development process and how to stop people from just sitting there on a live stream doing nothing and trying to earn from it, or trying to hack the system type of thing, or kind of game the system, so to speak. So, but we also have an encrypted chat that is pretty much finished site-wide that will also be integrated into the live streams as well. So it's a really nice chat system. And then we have our NEFTIX site. So on the NEFTIX side, on the NFTs, we've pretty much completed everything on this site. You can set up your profiles, you can mint your NFTs, you have your wallet. And in the future, this is completely separate from SoMe at the moment, but in the future, there's going to be some specific integrations that we do that are going to be really unique with NEFTIX and SoMe. And it'll be exciting the way that we use and leverage the NFTs for people who are minting. So we'll be selecting certain NFTs. So as you guys mint on here, we're going to be watching different NFTs and then kind of selecting featured artists and doing some special things that we integrate into the SoMe platform later on. So it should be pretty exciting for people to see that. So yeah, check out NEFTIX.com, and we have some big plans that I won't mention now for the NEFTIX side. Wanted to bring into view the Translate.devs.SoMee.Social. This site actually has different people picking up the strings of different languages that you see there that are being translated. You can add any language that you want, but we just wanted to bring that to your attention and encourage the community. If you have people that are very affluent in other languages that they want to put in some time in translating these strings, we have this open source kind of development app, translation app hooked up to SoMe for you all to basically get it in other languages. So wanted to also bring that up.
Is there any reason why Philip put it as Translate.devs.SoMee.Social instead of Translate.SoMee.Social?
I'd have to ask Philip. I know that he did the devs.SoMee.Social, and that was kind of our site that
It just
had
looks
all of
really
our blog.
weird, and it's just not fluent.
Yeah, I agree. But for now, that's where it's at. But hopefully, if we can simplify the URL for it, that would be great. In terms of the funding, but the funding actually went pretty well on Republic. I would say, that it was decent, but there was a lot of glitches. I think personally, this is just me speaking about it, that Republic's going through a lot of growing pains. That obviously speaks to the great app that they've created. But for us, it was unfortunately took some tolls on our campaign because we didn't have wire transfers enabled until a week before the end of our campaign, and they also didn't have an escrow assigned, which was part of the reason why we didn't have wires turned on. So what happened is they enabled a new escrow, which triggered all of the investors to be required to reconfirm their investment for the second time. So that's fine. Okay, it happened twice, but then the wires went into effect a week before the end of the campaign, and then and I had people from the very beginning saying wires aren't turned on. We want to invest a large amount, and I worked on it almost the entire time with them until the very end. So it took 3 months to get our wires as an option to invest, which we had, one investor come in at 100,000. So they did wait until the end and they invested, which is great. But there was other ones that just didn't. And there's other ones like high ticket investors that ended up being canceled because as soon as Republic implemented the new escrow, the campaign closed within a week. And so they came back to me after it closed and said, we are legally required to reopen your campaign, and we have to have all of the investors now reconfirm for a third time because wires and new escrow was implemented, which is a material change just a short time before the end, and we need to give everybody more time. And so due to compliance reasons, they had to reconfirm the third time, which I noticed like about half of the investors in our campaign ended up showing up as canceled, unfortunately.
Yep.
We'd gone up to like almost 500,000 and close to 500,000 in investments. And what happened is all those people that didn't get that third email or didn't have time to respond ended up just getting canceled out. So unfortunately, it hurt the campaign, but I'm happy that that we closed it and that we had at least 585. We were like 690, I think, at some point. And so all those other investors that came in at different levels, some of them, were like, one of them was at like 25,000. Other ones were at, a higher ticket amount. So unfortunately, we ended up kind of losing out on investors, but hopefully all those people will still use the app. I'm sure they will. And I've already had people reach out and say, "Hey, I want to confirm my investment. How do I do it?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, it's too late," because they've closed the campaign. So even the ones that are coming back now can't do it, unfortunately. But glad to report that Republic is closed now. We also, as I announced before, have received a term sheet from a multi-billion-dollar fund that reached out to me several months ago, and we started the conversations. And through the conversations, they've done a lot of due diligence on SoMe. They like what SoMe's doing. It's just that, unfortunately, I can't really say any more than that because we're under mutual non-disclosure and can't really say any of the details of what that's all about until we actually announce it. So that's in process. We have another meeting with them this week. And so I'm hoping by, the next AMA, I made it clear to them that we wanted to close this prior to June, to our June launch. And they seemed on board with that. So I'm hoping that by the next AMA, we'll be able to talk about it more, or we will be able to announce something before. So hopefully we're moving to close that. And then other than that, the marketing update, which I can let AC talk more about this as well, but we're actually being featured in the very first crypto magazine. And when I say first, this is going to be a physical one that's distributed to like hundreds and hundreds of stores. There's also a digital option. But AC, do you want to talk more about the magazine feature?
Yeah, I asked Nathan if he could come in. He hasn't responded yet.
Okay.
So basically, the guy who runs Crypto Weekly magazine, which is a digital crypto magazine, he is creating the world's first physical crypto magazine, and the magazine's going to go out in various different retailers worldwide. Chris said hundreds. I think it's up to thousands. Um, one of the big ones here in the U.S. being Walmart, and in various different locations, the magazine is going to be put in front of the cashier's desk.
Yeah, that's
Which,
amazing. And Nathan Hill is here.
Nathan is in here, by the way.
oh, is he?
Nathan, I just granted him access. So I saw him in there. I granted. So Nathan, are you with us? Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Hill.
Can you hear me?
Here he comes. Here he comes. Hey, there he is.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I can hear you. Welcome.
Bear with me. Let me just pop. You'll have to bear with me. I'm literally at one of the few days I have a bit of downtime. I'm just at a family barbecue, so you'll have to excuse me.
No problem.
I'm just going to try and connect on video now.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep, can hear you. Can see you. Looks like a beautiful day out there. Thanks for giving us a piece of your time. Really appreciate it.
That's okay. How you guys doing? You okay?
Doing great. Yeah, we're just talking about the crypto magazine and what you're doing. If you want to give us just a brief overview, it'd be great to hear from you as a founder.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we've got we're a marketing CMC. We're a marketing company predominantly, and we realized within the crypto space there was a very big void in crypto marketing. All of this kind of upvotes and things like that, they just weren't working. So a few months back, we launched Crypto Weekly. Myself and my business partner, we've been behind some of the largest publications globally. I'm fully doxed. I own a number of real world businesses, and we launched Crypto Weekly. We're currently up to 160,000 subscribers, all crypto investors. And the last 12 months, we've been building the crypto magazine, which is going to be the first crypto magazine in history to be sold on the shelves of stores globally. We're estimating sales of around 500,000 on the first issue, but we've had 1 million copies ordered by Walmart in America, Books A Million and Borders. We've got in the UK, we've signed Tesco's, WH Smith's, Cost Cutters, Londis, McCall's. So if anyone's from the UK, they'll kind of know those brands. And in Australia, we have Woolworths, Australia and New Zealand. We're currently talking to, actually, maybe I shouldn't mention his name, but we're currently talking to a guy in Dubai who's part of the, he's the king's cousin. He has a number of cousins, so I don't mind saying that. And he would like to launch it a month after we launch in the stores in Arabic also. We've effectively had over 100, because it's the first magazine in history, it's getting a lot of attention. And we've had over 150 projects that have applied to be in the first issue. Now, because it's content-based, we only have 30, 40 slots. And after seeing what you guys have built, and in all fairness, it blew my mind when we first spoke. It's absolutely amazing what you guys have built over the last, well, I think it's 9 years? Is that correct?
Yeah. It's been
it's blown my mind. I'm now talking. I mean, in the very first issue, we've got an exclusive interview with Charles Hodgkinson from Cardano.
Mm-hmm.
We've got CoffeeZilla, an exclusive interview with him. We're getting a lot of eyes on the magazine, and we was not only happy to accept SoMe, but over the moon that you guys would allow us to feature you in the magazine.
Amazing.
I think what you guys are doing is immense. And what we're looking at doing is promoting mass adoption on a massive level.
Yeah.
So when crypto investors, I mean, with Crypto Weekly, we've got 160,000 subscribers, which are already seasoned traders. Those guys will all be sent a copy of, or a digital copy of the crypto magazine. What we're looking at doing with the crypto magazine is trying to educate and educate new investors. You've got 96% of the population don't invest in crypto at the moment. So you'll have to excuse the little voices in the background, as I say.
No
I did take a few hours off, so I do apologize.
Yeah.
Usually I'd be in my office with a nice background.
No worries.
So yeah, so we've got a situation where we're trying to encourage more and more people to come into the crypto space. When we hit the stores, because there's been no other magazine ever to launch that's managed to get into these stores, what you're going to find is more and more people walking in, picking up a copy, and to actually be able to touch something and read it and digest it, you then have that little bit more faith. So I think it's going to be amazing for you guys. And I think kind of we're all working on world firsts. What you guys are building hasn't been done before. And I think it's that with what we're building is just going to be immense. I mean, I'm super hyped. I'm ready to ape in as and when I can.
We are too, man. We really appreciate being able to be featured in the first, physical, crypto magazine that's going out to all these massive stores. And really thank you for, for getting us in. It's a really great opportunity. We're so excited to be a part of it.
Listen, we're even more. I've been telling all of the team about you guys, and all of them are super hyped. They're like, "Oh my god, how is this even possible?" But listen, I thought the 2 years we took building what we've got was long, but you guys have got far more patience than I have. But no, I appreciate you allowing us to feature you in the magazine. It's fantastic.
Yeah, this is great. So when abouts will the magazine start hitting the shelves? What should we tell the community to expect? And what's going on with the NFT side of this opportunity? Or is
we actually we're set for distribution at the end of May. We go to print next week. I've got the team working tirelessly at the moment, 24 hours a day between them. Yeah. We've got a team of 25, just putting all of the finishing touches together. We're booked onto the press, onto the printing press, middle of next week. So we should be in stores globally at the end of May. And I think we're set for the 29th of May. What we're actually doing to promote the magazine and to promote the projects within the magazine, we're creating a 100 NFTs, or actually 101. Now, the reason behind that is what we're going to do is, bearing in mind, we've received hundreds and hundreds of emails from people saying, I want a copy of this, because this is the first ever crypto magazine. Actual physical copy. Right. So that's already got a collectible element. So what people will do is people will buy it and they'll hold it maybe for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, because once you've bought the first ever, that's it. You can never buy it again. It doesn't matter how many people launch another magazine, it will always be the first ever crypto publication in history. So because of that, it's kind of, your project being inside it has a shelf life of forever, if you like. I know that sounds a bit extreme, but what we've done is we've created these NFTs. The first 100 off of the press, what we're doing is we're on each of those front covers, they'll be numbered 1 of 100, 2 of 100, only on 100 copies. That front cover will be sold as an NFT, and we will then send the physical copy to whoever's bought the NFT. Now, what we're doing with this is in those 100 copies, and only those 100 copies, we're asking all of the projects that are featured we're asking the project devs to sign their advert or sign their editorial in the form of a digital signature. So what we have is another element of collectability.
Beautiful.
On top of that, so you're receiving an NFT of the front cover of the first ever crypto magazine in history. You're then receiving an actual physical printed copy that is then signed by every dev. We've actually minted, with the Royal Mint in the UK, we've minted 24 karat gold plated coins, which has a picture of a gold ball on the back and the CMC logo on the front, which will then accompany every single NFT that's bought.
Wow.
Now, to create more marketing for the project, what we're doing is we're saying anyone that buys one of these NFTs and the physical copy and the coin, they can nominate a project, any project. And whatever they pay for that NFT, we will take 25% of that amount and we will put it back into that project, whether it be on a buy and burn or whether that be into liquidity, or we'll liaise with the devs to see how they want us to deal with that. So effectively, what that's doing is, if you imagine, we've only got 30 to 40 spaces that will be filled with projects in the magazine. But if you estimate that each of those projects may have 10, 15,000 followers, ultimately what we're doing is opening everyone in that magazine to possibly 500,000 investors. So they're all looking at it because, of course, why wouldn't the community want to buy that NFT to give back to their own project? So it's another element of marketing, if you like.
Amazing, man. We're so excited for you, Nathan, and the entire team, and just honored to be a part of the first ever physical crypto mag that's going to be going out into all these stores. So
There's
basically,
questions here too, Chris.
Yeah. Okay, let's hit some questions really quick, and I don't want to keep Nathan too long.
No. They're questions for Nathan about the magazine.
No, I know. I just don't want to keep him too long because he's at his family.
Yeah, no. Listen, I'm in crypto. I work 24 hours a day. There's no. My family are aware of this, so don't worry.
Yeah, awesome. Just wanted to be respectful. So let's see. What are the
Somebody asked, can I order it? Can I order it online to get a printed version if it's not available in my country? And he said, will the magazine be available here in Austria?
Austria.
Okay. I would, in all fairness, that's an amazing question. I will need to double check whether it will be available in Austria. Do you know what? I will double check that, but you will be able to subscribe to the magazine. I think because of the gravity of what we're doing with the publication, we have to operate in a certain way when it comes to subscriptions, pricing, and things like that. So we have to wait for another 2 weeks, or where are we now? What's the date today? It's the 30th today, isn't it? Yeah. So the next 10 days, we'll be able to open up our online subscription. So people can subscribe via our platform and actually get the magazine delivered to their door wherever they are in the world. And that's, you can subscribe for 1 issue, 12 issues, it's irrelevant. The first issue, and this is kind of another benefit for you guys, it's on sale for 3 months. So it's going to be a quarterly issue. And the reason we've done that is it allows us to gauge the demand. It allows us, as retailers sell out, it allows us to restock them. After that 3 months, it will be a monthly publication. But then we'll have an idea of so the first year there'll be 10 publications effectively. After that, there'll be 12 a year. But no, you've actually asked me a question that I don't know. I generally know everything, but I will need to find out if it's available.
Leave it to our community. They're smart.
Where
smart
where can people go to subscribe to that actual magazine? So what's the website?
Yeah, well, we're unable at the moment. You can subscribe to Crypto Weekly, which is our digital publication, at www.cryptoweeklymag.com. Because of the legalities and what we've agreed with Walmart and other big retailers globally, we're unable to start taking subscriptions for another 10 days on the actual retail magazine. The reason being is what they don't want is they don't want to hit the shelves and suddenly everyone that would buy this magazine has subscribed directly and they get no sales in their stores. So we have to adhere, but so we haven't been able to release. The website is built, it's there, it's ready for people to subscribe. But what these stores want is people to walk into their stores to buy the magazine. Because while they're in their stores, they're probably going to buy other things while they're there.
Right.
So
yeah.
Another question somebody had here, with like big retailers like Walmart, right? Is it only going to be available in the cities, or is it going to be available nationally across the US?
Okay, that's actually a really good question. They have requested that we make the magazine available in every store. We've actually, for the first issue, we've refused that, and there's a very good reason for that. Is certain stores, they attract a certain demographic. Now, I don't want to offend anyone, so I've got to be careful how I put this. Okay, let's say, for example, there's a Walmart, and within a 5-mile radius of that Walmart, 60% of the population are of retirement age. There is no point us placing 100 magazines in that store because they're not the targeted demographic. Now, once we've established where the sales are coming from, we can then extend that. With publishing, with magazines, these stores don't buy the magazines up front. They take the magazine, their shelf space is very important for them. So they won't take a title that they don't believe is going to sell, because they'd rather have that space taken up with a title that is going to sell. But they work on a sale or return basis. So what doesn't sell, they send back to us. So we have a very difficult choice. We say, well, do we print 1 million copies that can go in every single store, even though we know maybe 30%, 40% of those stores won't have the demand for our magazine? Or do we target specific stores? Now, they've allowed us to target specific stores, and the brief that we've given them, which is the easiest brief, is on the basis that, sorry, so I'm just getting children walking in, so before they start screaming, I'm going to walk out again. Sorry. Yes, I do apologise. Generally, on an AMA, I'd be I'd be in a suit, and you'd see me in my office and all sorts. But yeah, so I will apologise. But yeah, so what we want is we've given them a brief, and the brief that we've given them is we want to track the stores that sell Entrepreneur magazine. That's our brief, because that's exactly our target market. people that are into business, people that are making investments. Now, if and it might sound like a bizarre brief, but if entrepreneurs are selling 200-300 copies a month from that store, we know there's a very good chance we will. And this is one of the reasons why we've we've been in publishing for many, many years. Myself, I'm more the marketing side. My business partner, Colin, is more publishing. But he owns and well, he's sold a few of them now, but he's owned and founded Cycling World magazine, Running World magazine, Traditional Homes and Interiors. He's owned a number of titles. So we kind of really understand this industry. We know what's got to be done at the outset. But it's looking like after the first issue, it's looking like we were going to have to be in every single store. But it might just be the smaller stores and the stores that don't meet our target demographics. We'll just supply them maybe 5 copies, 6 copies, so that we have a presence, but we're not giving them a ridiculous amount.
Makes sense. No, thanks for.
Does that answer the question?
I think so. Yeah. No, it's very exciting and to hear the intricacies of it and the strategy and the details. But I know everyone's going to be excited to get a copy. So hopefully, and you're going to have us sign each sections, right, as the featured brands inside of the magazine.
We are, yeah. I mean, because we've been so, we've got 2 systems that we can use. And in all fairness, this will be the last thing that we'll do just before we go to print. So we're looking at getting this done Tuesday, I believe, Wednesday. You guys, as devs, will just be sent an app and go, listen, could you just pop your signature there? Yeah. It doesn't actually have to be your physical signature as you'd sign a check, but I call them celebrity signatures.
Yeah.
I said, can I
usually just
sign,
well, what's that? Sorry.
Yeah.
I said, can I sign it with a cat sticker?
Oh yeah, right. Your paw print.
By all means.
No, not my paw print. A literal cat sticker.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
But basically, if you look at we understand this space. A lot of people, it's a space that you don't want to have your actual signature there. It's more the fact of, and I call them celebrity signatures. A celebrity will never give you the same signature that they'd put on a legal agreement.
He dropped.
Yeah, he must have dropped, but no.
Can you guys hear me?
Nathan coming in. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, he just came back.
Okay, you dropped for just a second, Nathan.
Sorry, I see all my screen go crazy. Yes,
it's all good. It's all good. But we're just thankful to have had you featured today, and really appreciate you spending time from the barbecue to come in and speak to us about the crypto.
I apologize. I understand how that seems, and it sounds very unprofessional when you go, sorry, I'm at a family barbecue.
You know what? This is a weekend AMA. You were kind enough to jump in here on a moment's notice just to help us, give people the information. So our hats off to you for what you created. Thank you so much. We're so excited, and look forward to the release of the publication. And yeah. Thank you.
That's brilliant. If any of your community want to reach out to me directly, check me out on LinkedIn, look at what we've done in the past. By all means, they're more than welcome to do that. And if anyone's got any questions, I pretty much, sometimes it takes me 24 hours or so, but I'll pretty much answer every question that I get. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions, by all means, send me a message and I'll be more than happy to help out.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much, Nathan. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you ever so much for inviting me in. I'm super hyped, and I'm going to be aping.
We're
1,000,000%.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Appreciate it. So yeah, we appreciate Nathan. So that's very exciting news that we're going to be featured and have a really, actually, I think a 2-page spread in the first crypto magazine that's going out. You said, I think Nathan said 1 million copies into stores, and then obviously the digital version. So that's going to be great to be featured from a marketing standpoint. Moving on, we're just doing a advisor close-up on the marketing front of Dr. Jen Welter. I just saw her posting these pictures the other day. She was with Patrick Willis, who is obviously with the NFL legend. He's doing something in stealth mode. I don't know exactly what. Obviously, it's stealth. But she was with Linwood Bibbins of Reach TV and had introduced Linwood and I. So I can't really say too much about that collaboration because we talked very specifically about a collaboration, but that's just exciting. So I thought I would just throw that in as an advisor close up with Dr. Jen Welter, PhD, of course, first female NFL coach. And we talk, probably every week, every other week, and really stay connected. But she's a great gal, great human, and just so honored to have her as an advisor, introducing us to all these different, entrepreneurs, athletes, and influencers. So with that, we have our Q&A. We already kind of jumped into the Q&A. We only have about 6 minutes left, or now 5 minutes left, but we'll just cover this. For the last 5 minutes, we'll go through the questions that are up here. So let's go ahead and project. Yes, project everyone. It must have been very frustrating dealing with Republic, but still, 378K 167 is pretty good. Yeah, totally agree. It's just one of those things where you just don't know until you. Excuse me, sneeze. You don't really know until you jump into, the process of working with another partner or a company like this. There's a lot of unknowns. I think it's obviously, we could have done better. We were at like 500,000 and we should have just blown out the whole campaign. Ironically, for those who did get the equity on Republic, it's already at 3 times higher than what it was on Republic. So it's like free money, really, because our Series A is at 3x higher. And we had told a lot of our Series A people, too, that they should jump in. But a lot of them move slowly and can't get in because they invest as a fund. So anyway, it is what it is. But thank you, Alistair, for that.
And again,
Javier,
we have a Series A open, so the Republic money really doesn't matter as much. It was really more marketing than anything else.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it wasn't, we didn't expect to raise that much. The majority of our round is raised through our Series A, and we're talking to several big funds right now. And obviously, you guys know we have a term sheet for 50 million, but we can't talk about that too much. Let's see. Next question. Javier. Hi, everyone. Are these slides Philip just uploaded? Is he in the meeting today? No, we actually uploaded the slides. Philip is not here today. He's out with some family issues. Alistair, love the idea of a physical crypto magazine. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be amazing. Actually, that magazine is going to be freaking massive. We're so excited to be featured in there. Roger Olive. Hi, Chris. Can I ask where are we in terms of synchronizing the browser development and SoMe with the app? Yes, we're right on schedule. Basically, the apps are supposed to be delivered probably, I think the developers targeted the 25th of May. So 25th of May is when we expect to have the mobile apps totally updated. And then from there on out, it'll be in sync with the actual browser-based web app. Alistair, all the big stores in the UK. Yep, for the crypto mag. It's going to be massive. Javier, is Philip supposed to be in this AMA? He was supposed to be in this AMA, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it today. But he's okay. I think he's just taking some time, taking a family day. Everyone's been super, super busy and pushing really hard. Family issue he had. Yep, night of the SoMe Roundtable said it. Simon Sharman. Hi, folks. If it's not been asked or talked about yet, where are things at with the mobile app and short video, not live video? Thanks. I've been caught up on the life stuff, so I'm a little out of touch. Okay. Yeah, for sure. The mobile apps, obviously, I just said that they're due to deliver and be updated fully and back in the app stores by the 25th of next month. And then the short video clips, I'm gonna have to check with the team. If Philip were here, he would actually have an answer for that, or a definitive answer on the short video clips. But I actually don't know. I know that the live video is supposed to be ready, or it's already actually done, and just waiting on the push to our development server, the testing, and then it'll be ready this next month, probably by mid-month. We have that. So I would imagine that the video clips would be available just shortly after that, maybe by the end of next month. Night of the SoMe table. Is there a minimum requirement of users to be had before the ad marketplace is launched? What we planned on doing was scaling 5 million users from June until December, and then having the ad share basically delivered by December of this year. And so that was our strategy. We wanted to have at least a few million users so that would be attractive for the brands that we're bringing on board to be in front of those users, to be the first ones to be delivered in the ad share marketplace. So that's going to be really exciting once we get to that point. Does the ARPU include power-up packages that were purchased on the first iteration of the platform? Any idea what ad revenue per user will be? Yeah, the ad revenue per user numbers will be delivered at a later time, but the ARPU was strictly from the power-up packages and the verifications. So all of that revenue contributed to the ARPU, or average revenue per user. Actually, we do an additional calculation, which you're supposed to do for ARPU now, which actually significantly increased our ARPU projections for this year and beyond. But last year was at 38.78, which ironically is better than Twitter. Twitter's at $21.50. So, as we scale this.
Better than Facebook, isn't it?
What's that?
Better than Facebook, too.
Yeah, I think Facebook's even less, but I don't know. I know Twitter's at $21.50 and our ARPU is at 38. And now it'll jump up because there's an extra multiplier of unique users that is supposed to be used. But last year, we simply just took total revenue of the different package sales and verifications, and then divided it by the user base and came up with the ARPU. Phil's greatest fan. Without talking about anything concerning token price, is it a fixed goal of you to raise the value of the crypto assets under your brand after launch, or does this not matter to you? Well, of course it matters to us. We want the value of the entire company and of the project and the value to the users to increase. But, obviously, token and pricing always comes into the conversation, but we can't really talk about it. But just what we presented to you today, if you look at what we're doing with Power Up or Boost and Reboost packages and how we've changed the configuration. Phil's greatest fan. Chris, could you please talk a bit about Twitter news? Is it a threat, a possibility, good, bad, irrelevant? Yeah, absolutely. It's basically, for us, it's not much of anything other than it's great that, that it could be purchased, and Elon Musk, is trying to do something good for freedom of speech. It's obviously a major recognition in the market that there's other people that are very concerned about the things that we already talk about and that we're already at the forefront of developing and leveraging blockchain technology to be the answer for. And so I think it's great that that's going on. But for us, it doesn't really impact us because, again, we've built from the ground up blockchain and new protocols and things that have taken us years to develop and to learn and to get to. And on the Twitter end, they were created from scratch as a Web 2 platform. So even if they integrate Web 3, it's going to take time for them. And, they're going to do things the way that they do them and then go through that process.
The thing is to shift from Web 2 to Web 3, you have to change the entire backend. That doesn't happen overnight, guys. Like,
Yeah. I mean, even
Even
if
if
you
you have
look
the
at
best
Facebook,
engineers in the world or coders or whatever, I mean, because Elon
yeah.
has a basket full of coders and engineers and whatever, but it doesn't matter. It's still going to take a very long time to shift your whole entire infrastructure on the back end to be able to support Web3.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that on on that front, we're just focused on what we're doing. But again, like AC is saying, the back end and that whole infrastructure change takes time. And Facebook could be a classic example of it, where they have this big, massive war chest of funding and all the best engineers as well, and they couldn't even create a blockchain that did, like, I don't know how many 100 transactions per second or something. It was kind of like or not 100 transactions, but it was like 100 transactions per.
Their blockchain was slower than Ethereum.
It was horribly slow, and that's the point, is that they have all these resources, but you saw that their consortium and everything for their original blockchain project just failed miserably. So it's not necessarily about the resources. Sometimes it's about how you can implement these things and the things that you learn, because a lot of this stuff, the protocols are being created as we go, so there's not a lot of documentation. So we've put in the years of hard work and actually have been at the forefront. So even though we're small, we are mighty. So Alistair, congrats on the Republic raise. How do you think it went? Okay, that's probably an earlier question, so we are kind of already answered that. We are a bit over time to 5 minutes. Any plans, Tim Upton, any plans to increase liquidity on SoMe token to make it less volatile? For us, yeah, we do. We have staking that's coming, and then on all of the tokens, we actually have liquidity that's coming, as well as like our configuration now, where we sell Boost and Reboost. We put a percentage of that back into the tokens that we have as well. So absolutely. Phil's greatest fan. Any thoughts on EU's potential ban of unhosted wallets? Would that have a negative influence on your DeFi plans there for EU citizens? I probably would defer to Philip on that. I don't know enough to speak to what that regulation would do, but we'd probably
basically it would ban the use of MetaMask, which, if they really want to go that route, they would have to do, like, MetaMask would have to do a protocol where it literally verifies everybody's wallet. And I mean, honestly, if that's the way we're going, and that's the way that the EU forces us to go, then I mean, so be it. But yeah, I mean, it really wouldn't affect SoMe for DeFi plans, no.
Yeah, I mean, we would probably just rely on any of those, because again, we're non-custodial. We don't control the wallet, and but we have, I think for the SoMe wallets, we host them on our servers, or they're created on the blockchain. So we interface with the blockchain that's on Hive, for example. And we would allow, like through Wallet Connect and other ones, we would allow anyone to connect any other wallet, as we have cross-chain compatibility. But again, the onus is on the providers like MetaMask, like those other ones. So I'm sure they would all come up with a protocol to speak to it, and then we would just integrate those protocols. Alistair, must have been very frustrating. Okay, I think we already had this one.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess we're just now at the end of the unanswered questions, and just kind of loop back through. So perfect, guys. So I think we've answered everything, and we appreciate everybody being here today for the AMA. Sorry that Philip couldn't make it, but I wish him well with his family day. And we're just excited about the future. We have a lot of good things happening, a lot of good momentum. There's a lot of other investors that are really attracted and coming into SoMe and investing in us. So we see a very, very strong push into our launch in June. The developers are on track. So exciting times ahead. And we really, as usual, appreciate everybody. Appreciate the the support from our community, and thanks, guys, for being here today.
A lot of marketing and partnerships too that haven't been announced.
yeah, tons of marketing and partnerships that have not been announced as of yet as well. So appreciate everybody. I guess we'll end for now, and just want to thank everybody for being here today.